Want to fight about it?
All right, fam, what is up? We are back for another episode of the Wanna Fight About It podcast on the Fantasy Sports Corporation. I'm your host, Steven Rochelle. Unfortunately, we should have started a half hour ago. LeVar was supposed to be here. I don't know what happened. We tried to get everything situated, and maybe something came up. Who knows? But we still rocking on. We still have a second guest this evening, this afternoon, wherever you wind up catching us from. We have BKFC flyweight Mr. J.R. Ridge. He's going to be getting in there, getting after that title belt that they're putting together, and he's going to be fighting UFC veteran John Dodson, which should be an absolutely fun matchup. So without any further ado, you guys know how this goes. Let's get it started, folks.
Fighting out of the red corner.
The power, the explosiveness. Look how smooth he is. Nice and relaxed at all times. Good 1-2 right there.
JR, the Lion Ridge.
All right, here he is. Our first guest of the evening, Mr. J.R. Ridge. How you doing tonight, my friend?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure, man. As soon as I seen the fight got announced, I'm like, oh, we gotta have him.
Yeah, it was a long time in the making. Finally, we got the deal done. It's good.
What's more exciting, getting to prove yourselves of a caliber fighter like John, or the fact that you're going after that BKFC flyweight title?
Probably I would have to say the flyweight title. Just because one, BKFC doesn't have a flyweight champion right now, and that was our main goal going into everything. Regardless, is we want the belt. Whether it was John Dodson, whether it was whoever was ranked above me, whoever it was going to be, like we want the belt. But since John Dodson is number 2, and they're going to have, obviously the flyweight championship. I'm ranked number 1. John Dodson is number 2. It just so happened that John Dodson is John Dodson, and he and I will be squaring off in the squared circle. So, it's definitely an honor.
Right there, August 11th, right?
Yep. That's it, man.
In his backyard. So obviously, you're gonna have a lot of eyes on you. A lot of his friends and family in there. That they always pack it up. The Albuquerque people love combat sports. Always, it doesn't matter if it's MMA, if it's bare knuckle. It's definitely gonna be a pack house. Are you excited to take on that environment? That's all. Sometimes it's hostile, but it's always hostile when we're talking about combat sports.
Yeah, definitely. One thing that, people have asked me too, they're like, well, you're fighting in his backyard. Like, are you nervous? Like, what about the nerves? Like, honestly, like I haven't really even thought about that yet. And, I probably won't even worry about it. It probably won't even faze me till we're there. But the thing is, it's like,
I think people who say like there's nerves, I think that's a fun energy. Like when you go in there and they're like, F you, Ridge, you're going to get smoked. like it's like, all right, come on. I'm coming in and beat your dude up. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. No, John Dodson's a big name, and I'm honored to fight the guy. I've always been a fan of him. He's done a lot of great things. He's accomplished a lot of things in his career. But I'm who I am. I'm ranked number 1 in bare knuckle. So, he's gotta get past me if he wants the belt. So, it's definitely gonna be a banger. We have, similar fighting styles. We're both snappy, quick guys. So it's definitely going to be a very exciting fight.
It's going to be one where the statistician's going to have a fun time keeping up with you two.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, want to get into some other combat sports news. Some of the big ones that came through was John Jones was at BKFC not BKFC, at PFL this past weekend when John was there, and is that like kind of the ultimate combat sports world tease right now? Is like giving ourselves blue balls, like, because we know it's never going to happen. Is one thing I've been sitting there saying for a while. UFC is great at a lot of things, but they can never make these mega fights ever happen.
Right, but hey, you saw the Conor McGregor Floyd Mayweather fight. That happened. That was a huge, huge deal. They made that happen. But John Jones and it's just they're not the caliber that Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor were. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like Floyd, when they made that fight, Floyd was the most popular boxer in the sport at that time, like regardless if he was active as a pro or doing like the kind of fights that he's doing right now. And Conor McGregor was at that point in time the biggest star in mixed martial arts. Fresh off the Diaz fights and things of that nature. Like it was when Conor's star was burning the brightest. So yeah. And then it's funny you mentioned that because the some of the other things that were going on this week was this the whole Zuck and our Twitter owner are apparently going to be in a cage match at some point in time, and Dana White has reached out to both of them. Elon's been throwing out Octagon a lot. Do you think that fight ever happens? And do you think Dana White's initial take on it that it would be bigger than anything he ever did with Conor McGregor or anything like that?
I think it'll make the most money for sure. I think it'll be terrible to watch.
A terrible actual fight, yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
A terrible actual fight, but it's gonna make huge amount of money. Who would you bet on?
I mean, like, listen, dude. Zuck has actually been training combat sports for the better part of a handful of years, and Elon's middle section looks rounder than Country's at his biggest. But he some of the trash talk that he's been going on there, like he's gonna walrus him, like lay on top of him, not let him do anything. I'm like, no, please, God, no. This is oh man, like I mean, people remember like this. These are some of the fights that Dana used to complain about, where guys were up to, like just terrible fights. Like he used to openly say some of the earlier fights he wished they could just burn them from the archive and act like they never existed because they were so bad, terrible thing. But on the other side, those are probably like two of the top 3 billionaires in the world right now. So I mean, it's sports entertainment, right? I mean that's basically what combat sports is, what pro wrestling is anymore. It's about the entertainment value of it. Who's tuning in is going to buy in. But as soon as I seen the Celebrity Deathmatch, when I had to do it, because this is what it seems like, right? We're watching an episode of Celebrity Deathmatch, but we're not. It's real life.
Right. I would have to put my money on Facebook guy. He's been training, man. He's been training
on him at this time. I mean, like he has the legitimate training. Like like the guys in his gym are actual guys. I think one of them just got signed to PFL recently. So like he's in there with real guys. Like it's not like he's just having guys fluff his ego and things of that nature. And he's running the King of the Dork Club on the gym mat. No, that's not what he's doing. I'm not sitting there saying that when it comes to fighting like somebody of a legit level of any type of thing that he would have any success on that. I'm not the one in the gym. I'm not looking at what he's doing on a daily basis to sit there and say that. But I think it's definitely in his favor. But hey, man, if Elian gets a punch in there and puts him out, I mean. Talking about shocking the world, right?
That would be a shocker, bro. But imagine how cringy it would be watching that fight.
It's gonna be very difficult, but it's like I think we've already kind of accepted that this is what the combat sports people kind of accept and want to see. I mean, we've seen Jake Paul go from basically just being the YouTube guy to now he's sitting there. I don't know if you've seen that the bet that they had with him and Anderson Silva, that him and Anderson Silva is now starting some type of fighter pension type of thing, trying to look out for combat sports athletes. So people could sit there and say that fight was rigged, it was terrible, it was this, that, and the third. There might be one fruitful relationship that came from that nonsense.
Right. And honestly, like when Jake Paul started the whole boxing thing, I was like, this is ridiculous. But like he used his money to train and really put himself.
Yeah, he brings
like
people in. Like
fighter.
you can't take that away from him. You can't take the work that he put in. Like regardless, right? He didn't go a traditional route, right?
Yeah, and he's the boxing skill is progressing. You know what I mean? Like he's actually not that bad.
Yeah.
Like if he continues to keep training, he's going to be pretty good. His knowledge and experience will be there, but once he gets in there with an experienced boxer, it's different. But when he gets in there with like an experienced guy, like a real experienced guy, like whenever he was trying to call out Canelo, I was like, man, that's the dumbest thing you'll ever do in your life.
That's work, but I mean, that's we can talk about like what Mayweather's doing now. Like if Canelo starts getting in that situation, that's when he needs to do that in a handful of years when he really starts working in there with some guys. Like you said, your butts, right? Like my butt with him is like he is still fighting guys that are like MMA level welterweights when he's like a 205 or almost cruiserweight, right?
Yeah,
I have an issue with that, and until he fights like all right, like we just sat there and seen what's going on with Alan Belcher. He's going to take a title fight with one of the guys that he was supposed to fight, Hakeem Rahman Jr. Love it. Love the matchup. Love the fact that he's trying to brighten his stars everywhere. And it's one of the things that I interviewed Alan. It's one of the things he did say he wanted to do. I didn't think he would vacate the belt so fast. That is an utter surprise to me. What about you?
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Whenever David Feldman announced it on the BKFC show, I was like, I saw that Belcher was taking a boxing match, but I didn't know that they were going to take the belt
from him that fast because how dude, it was February, wasn't it?
Yeah, and honestly, if I was like Belcher's
you understand like when it comes to matchmaking and doing like it's easier for him to vacate it and then he can sit there and put Arnold and Ben or whoever he wants to put together for the unification for the new champion is fine. If Allen comes back, that he can have the argument like he gets the crack over whoever's the number one contender because no one beat him.
Right, just kind of like the whole John Jones, Yeah,
but it's also the same thing. Like when they just made Lorenzo vacate one of the other belts, and he's not fighting at that weight class currently, and you have other guys running around, and now you have Richmond's now challenging Mundell for one of those titles.
Right, I'm gonna go watch that fight. Like it's just
Yeah, I've interviewed them both. I just had Dave on. Unfortunately, we had some technical difficulties. Yeah, then couldn't really go the whole 30 minutes like we wanted to, but talked to both of them before. Love their styles, and we're really looking to see how that plays out. It should be a fun one for the fans, that's for sure.
Yeah. Dave's one of my boys too. He's one of my close friends. So.
Yeah, he's a fun guy to talk to. Really, love seeing that he's got it. I want to see, when he was on there, he's basically like, I'm gonna smoke Richmond, and then I want to expose Mike Perry. He called out Perry. He's gonna say, he's like, I want to get that trash can out of here. He has no skills, man.
They fought years ago. You know what I mean? They did fight years ago. But the whole Dave is such a nimble big guy, man. He and I, even though he's like so much bigger than me, right? Even though he's so much bigger than me, we'll kind of like on sparring days, like we'll start together and just kind of move around and get warm. But like he moves like a little guy, and he's such a big guy. You know what I mean? So he's a special individual when it comes to comes to the fight game.
It's one of those things. It's like you talk about it before. Like, remember, like when I was just talking about country. Like, remember at Dana, like if the guy actually lost weight, he'd probably be like a welterweight, and he moves around well for a heavyweight. That's why Big Country was so good for so long. Not just because he had that right hand, but just because he moved really well for being where he was, even though he should have had no reason being there. Still can't imagine him fighting anywhere else but there. That's just because that's his persona, his character. It always was.
Right. I 100% believe that
he's one of the guys I would love to see come over to BKFC, right?
Yeah, that'd be nuts. That would be nuts.
He just has chin for days, so it's just like what are you even gonna do? Especially then you take those those little 4 ounces away from him and just go. And talking about nuts, did you see this? I came across this, right? Apparently, Oliveira's dating Lizzo.
What? that cannot be real, man. Let me see it again. Pull it up for the people to see.
Dude, it said it was from MMA fighting.
Oh, this cannot be real.
I hope not. I hope that was just someone spamming or something like that. But holy crap, that'd be one of those other crazy moments. And speaking of, we were talking about Anderson before, right? Crazy endings. He's gonna wind up going back to Japan for his final combat sports fight, his MMA fight. Fitting end, correct?
What promotion? Yeah, what promotion?
I mean, he's probably gonna find one of the crazy ones. I don't think he's gonna do one. It probably should be one, just because.
Yeah.
And it's one of the things, like, I love the, where combat sports have gone from now to where it is now to where it was 5 years ago. Just there's so many opportunities for so many different athletes. And before, when you just looked at combat sports, basically UFC derived everything, and it's like you're looking at, you've seen what Nate did, you're seeing what Francis did, you're still sitting there, seeing like PFL and Bellator were kind of pulling away some of their guys. We might see a merger there. You never know what could happen, but one FC is another one of these people that continually, like, quietly, is killing things over there. When you think they're going to be one of these quiet giants that slowly seeps into this U.S. market over the next 5 years?
Yeah, I think so. Just because they also just have stand-up Muay Thai fights too. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of exactly, and there's a lot of talented straight-up Muay Thai guys in the U.S. that are fighting overseas, and I feel like Muay Thai is getting bigger and bigger. Like here now in the U.S. So I think so, yeah. To answer your question, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's one of the things I love. Like, even like when we look at bare knuckle, compared to when Dave first started it. Now you have BKFC, you have BKB overseas, you have BYB Extreme, the other promotion down there in Florida. You have Valor, BKFC. You have a lot of stuff, and then you still have Gamebred, and he still has a little bare knuckle going down there with his promotion. It's right. One of the things where I think it's great to see. This is what I'm talking about, like the opportunities for you guys to get fights. Maybe you don't get the offer you want or the fight you want. You can go take a fight wherever. Like, you look what Allen just did. Obviously, Ben. Everyone was saying he ran from Ben, but Ben was asking for super heavyweight. Correct? Am I misinterpreting that?
He did say that.
So all right.
I remember him yelling that on the.
Yeah. So if you're asking for me of that, you should not only be compensating me very kindly for taking that, but I mean, I think it just really sucks for Arnold because I know he wanted that rematch just to set the record straight. So I mean, obviously, if he gets that match, I hope he wins just so. When and if Allen comes back, that's the fight that we get to see.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those things you don't want to leave things like that when you have controversial ends and things of that nature. So, and, more along the lines of the craziness, did you see the Mark Coleman stuff? That he's going to be fighting boxing world champion Montel Griffin in that celebrity boxing show in October.
No. What is happening, man? What is going on?
Everyone's getting their piece, man.
You know Floyd's last fight in Fort Lauderdale or wherever it was, his exhibition fight. They had a bare knuckle fight on that card.
So I'm saying this is what I'm saying. Like, combat sports has so evolved. Like, we're talking about what MMA's done. Like, where UFC isn't, the end all be all. Obviously there's diversity because they have 65% of the top MMA fighters on the world, but obviously it's going to take some time for everyone else to catch up with that logistically, because the fact that they bought all the promotions that they did over the years that made their talent pool so high like that.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone tends to forget about that. Like, everyone's still trying to play catch up on a game that the UFC has been owning hand and fist well over 20 years.
Yeah.
And then, we just seen, another retirement with Amanda Nunes leaving. There goes the featherweight division. And then you've seen this stupid comment from freaking Sugar Sean O'Malley saying Dana should create a WUFC and just keep them separate. Don't we already have that one in Invicta, or did I miss that?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
I'm like, we need to stop asking him these questions. Someone that needs to stop putting him in the position to have these type of comments, because like someone even said it, like, this is like the second or third time he's looking like really bad talking about female combat sports.
What an idiot.
It just doesn't make, like, why would you want to do that? Like, you've already like granted he still has to go and read like, he has a good star in Grasso. If she goes and beats Valentina again in Mexico, we already know how much Mexico loves their UFC champions. You seen what happened when Cain Velasquez was on his run when he owned the heavyweight division with an Iron Fist. So it'll be fun to see if Alexa can start kind of that next run.
Yeah, that'd be sick. What's going on with Cain Velasquez? Is he out? He's out now, right?
Yeah, he's out. Last I heard, he was like doing more training for pro wrestling, but he should be out. He should be getting anything but like community service, and he has to be on like probation for the next X amount of years or months, whatever it needs to be. Like, listen, man, if I'm in the same situation, I don't know if I would have been able to non-lethally shoot that person. I'm sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Like, he had the wherewithal to not do it.
Yeah.
I think that shows more.
Exactly.
But and then not only that, combat sports world got some crazy news this week as Rickson Gracie reveals that he's had Parkinson's for the last few years, and he was sitting there in his interview that he did with MMA Junkie Center saying it's a gift from God or whatever. But as the MMA world already mourns like people that we've lost over the past handful of years, looks like we're gonna add Rickson Gracie, one of like the people you really think of the face of the combat sports world. Like, I know everyone talks about everyone the Gracie family, and everyone wants to also talk about the early UFCs, but I still think Rickson was kind of the face of what combat sports was.
I had no idea he has Parkinson's.
No, yeah, neither did I, man. I'm like, oh man, here we go.
Wow.
We're gonna lose another one.
So how long has he had it?
2 years at least.
Wow. You know what's crazy though? Like Freddie Roach, man.
He's still hanging on, man.
He's still hanging on, and it's like
everyone's waiting for that shoe to drop. He's like, yeah, I'm not leaving yet, guys.
Yeah, whenever he holds the pads, it's like, dude, it's like,
yeah,
at
this point in time, he should just be looking at things on the side, and if you notice something, say, correct this, fix that. Like, he needs to do what basically he did for Cuss at the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And here's one I love to ask for all you guys, right? We're talking about all different times and levels and things like that. everyone talks about GOATs. I want to know what your combat sports Mount Rushmore is, JR. What's, who are 5 people that you feel like that if there was a thing like that done, who are the 5 people that are going to be on there? We were just talking about Rickson and how crazy things on. It doesn't have to just be MMA or boxing, or you can even go with bare knuckle, just straight bare knuckle guys if you want. It's up to you, brother.
Man, I'll have a little mix on there. So I would have Sugar Ray Leonard. I would have George St. Pierre.
Man, that's a great one.
He was.
It's either great, you loved him or hate him. People hated him, but dude, he adapted his style every time. He found an obstacle.
Right.
You can't do nothing but respect what George's body of work is.
Yeah, exactly. I would definitely have to say, even though he's still at the height of his career, I think Canelo is one of the best boxers, skill-wise, And then I got one left, right?
Yes, sir. One left.
You ever watch back in the day K1 Max? Were you a K1?
Not a great K, we didn't follow it greatly. I mean, obviously, we know what it is, and I hear Karate Combat starting to pick up a lot of steam. So
yeah, so I would have to say one of my favorite fighters that fought in K1 Max. His name is Masato. His boxing was amazing, and his
Muay Thai guys talk about Bukaw. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Bukaw is one of my favorites too. He will always be one of my favorites. But Masato was different, just like Bukaw.
All right. Well, as we're getting close to that 30-minute mark, we got the fantasy sports guys coming on after the Wanna Fight About It podcast. So what I typically do here at the end is kind of throw the proverbial microphone over to you. Anyone you would like to thank, training partners, teammates, shoot out your social media sites, and anything you're doing outside of the combat sports world that you would let the people know. The time is yours. Going to play a quick little video intro for your little spotlight, my friend.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I just want to thank my coaches, Matthew McCusker, James Battle, Coach Bo, all my sponsors for getting us to this point, my manager for getting the deal done. I want to say thank you to my training partners, Ryan Reber, Rudy, Scotty, all you guys. I appreciate all you guys for putting me to work, getting ready for John Dotson. Thank you guys for everything. Thank you for having me on, and thanks for tuning in.
Definitely appreciate the time, my friend. Best of skill in the fight. Hopefully, you're the one getting your hand raised, and being that first flyweight champion, etching yourself in the BKFC history. You know what I mean? Everyone talks about the first. BJ Penn was the first lightweight champion. This a lot of people give BJ took that clout, and he's still running with it with his .com. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So you got to take it where you can, my friend. Hopefully you're able to kind of forge your own dynasty, your own legacy over the next few years. We're gonna find out what happened comes August 11th. Definitely gonna be rooting for you, my friend. He's a tough one. It should be a great fight.
I appreciate it. Appreciate the love, man. Thank you.
All right, JR. Have a good one, and we'll catch you on a rebound, my friend.
All right, take care.
All right, everyone. That was JR Ridge, BKFC flyweight. Make sure you guys tune in and catch him. And appreciate it, everyone, for tuning in tonight. Make sure you guys are locked in. Make sure you guys are keeping up with the with the fantasy sports guys. They should be on here any minute. And I will see you guys next week, guys. All right. Peace out.